Got a special router today. This is the ASUS ROG Rapture GT-BE19000AI. That's a lot of things to say, but this thing is an absolute beast of a router, and I'm going to put it to the test using my following Wi-Fi 7 devices. These Wi-Fi 7 devices are very fast. They support very fast speeds, unlike these two Wi-Fi 7 devices, which are pretty fast, but not as fast as those two. And it has nothing to do with the router. It just has to do with the phones themselves. It has beefy performance and it has a lot of options in addition to a 3-year warranty, which is fantastic. We got some info as well as some stickers and had some more info on the bottom. Comes with a nice braided Ethernet cable. It's a 60-watt power supply that is 100 to 240 volts. We got 8 beefy antennas in terms of movement. We got 1, 2. It kind of clicks into place, and that's the max. And then side to side, that's max, and that's max. And the same is true for the other antennas. Republic of Gamers, we got a nice little heat sink that's gradient inside. We got LEDs for the ROG sign right there. We got LED indicators. We got the WPS button. We got the LED button. And then in terms of the sides, that's what it looks like, and we'll get to the ports in a second. And we have a bunch of vents on the bottom for better cooling, and this is sitting a little bit higher off the ground, so it should be pretty good for that. Okay, so we'll start off with the power port. We got the power on and off, USB 2.0, USB 3.0. By the way, the 3.0 can also be used as a if you have an external drive that has a USB connection, you can actually connect it to the router and set it up as a NAS. So it could be shared among your network if you want to do that. And it's supposed to have some pretty decent speeds on this one. So, and you can also use the USB port for if you have a capable 4G or 5G phone, you can actually use it as a backup ISP if that is enabled on your phone as well. So that is actually something you can set up with this thing. And then we get to the ports. So these are 2.5 gigabit ports. By the way, we had the factory reset right there. We got the 10 gig port that can be used as the WAN port. You can also use the 2.5 gig as the WAN port. I'm going to use the 10 gig because my internets are 5 gigs up and down. And then you have another 10 gig port right here, which is fantastic. Well, not this one. The gigabit right there, and then this is the 10 gig. I'm like pointing to the wrong one. I set this thing up as my main router and got a chance to play with it, so all my devices connected to it. All right, so I got a chance to do all my speed test, range tests. I have all those numbers right here. Let's start off with the internet speed test. Now, as you guys already know, when you're accessing the internet, you are limited by your internet speeds. For me, that would be 5 gigs up and down, and this beast can handle up to 10 gig speeds. So I did get 5 gig speeds on my Ethernet connected devices, no issues whatsoever. However, on the Wi-Fi devices, not quite as fast, got 3.4 down and almost 1.9 up. So still relatively fast, but obviously not as fast as Ethernet. Now to find the true performance of this beast, I need to do a local speed test. So I make my computer into the server and I go from Wi-Fi device to router to computer. And what this does is it isolates the router. I'm no longer relying on my ISP, my internet service provider, nor the public speed test server. So this way, I actually got 3.6 down, so the download did increase a little bit, but the upload just flew to the sky. I got 4.15 upload, so very, very fast. Huge difference between the local speed test versus the internet speed test. Next, we jump into range test, and range will vary drastically by location. So essentially, the more obstructions you have, typically the less range you get. Typically, the less obstructions you have, typically the more range you get. It also supports AFC, which is a relatively new concept. Very few routers have it, as far as I know, as of right now. What AFC does is, if it's allowed in your area, in your location, and it will check that, it enables it if it's allowed, and it is allowed in my area. It basically boosts to 6 gigahertz power. So the 6 gigahertz now goes much further, and that's the frequency that gives you those super, super fast speeds. So looking at the numbers, I got just under 3.4 down at 20 feet away and just under 3 gig down. So the upload was what took the bigger hit. Now at 50 feet away, this is when I'm outside my place, and the download is very, very fast at just under 2.2. And upload again took a hit, but still getting really good numbers. So just under 1.3. And then at 100 feet, this is when I'm actually across the street and I'm getting over gig download, which is insane. Next, we get the setup and configuration for this. You can use the browser interface by going to asusrouter.com on a computer that's hooked up to the router, or you can use the ASUS Router app on your phone. So whichever one you want to use, and if you start with one, you could go to the other. This one has more options. So if you want to customize it even more, this is where you want to come. So there is some info above on the dashboard that I'm hiding, like my IP address and everything like that, but I've scrolled down a bit just to kind of give you guys a glimpse of what it looks like. So we can see my 10 gig is connected to my internet. I'm also using the other 10 gig on the router, which is hooked up to a 10 gig switch that I have, and the USB 3.0 is connected to my Lexar. This is a super old flash drive that I have, and I just connected it to this just to I'll do a transfer speed test on this thing, but this is not the fastest drive. If I hooked up a faster drive, it could go faster. And then this is the Aura RGB. I brought the router here. It's not connected to the internet or anything. That's why the red light is on right here. And I'm just gonna do a quick RGB demo, just so you guys could see what it looks like. And to the camera, sometimes it looks like it's flickering, especially if I put it in night mode, but to the human eye, it's not flickering. And then there's just different patterns, breathing, you could set different colors, and some of them there is no colors you set because it just kind of oscillates through the colors. So basically options you can tinker with, or you could also have it completely off as well. Okay, so this thing does support AI mesh. It supports, it has clients and everything. So then we get to adaptive QoE. So this is one where you can do AI balance, and this basically just allocates network resources to balance gaming, streaming, and daily. I'm like trying to explain it, but it's like literally right here. But basically, you can have this on, you can have it off, and if you're like, doing a lot of gaming and you're getting this router for gaming, I would even set it to gaming mode where it would focus. Most of that would be on gaming, and there's also another gaming SSID that I'll show you guys in a little bit. But depending on how you want to use it, you could basically set it up the way you want. I just left it on AI balance. And then we get into network. One thing that I really like about ASUS is that a lot of this stuff is included in the price. Okay, so my main networks, I have a Wi-Fi 7 network, I have a normal network where most of my devices connect to this, and then I have a guest network right here. Now these are the different networks you can set up. So these are like the Wi-Fi names or SSIDs. So ASUS gives you a ton of options, and this router specifically even gives you more because there's a gaming network and there's a few others basically. So this one gets highest priority. So if you're gonna get this for gaming, and you don't even have to get it for gaming, you could just basically just set this up as a gaming network and just use it like a normal network, and it would just have higher priority. You could do it that way as well. And then you could set up a guest portal. You could do a guest network if you want to do that. You could set up a kids network. And by the way, for the guest network, you can also have it access the same subnet mask where you can. So I have a guest network right here. Let me just show you guys. So with the guest network, you can do scheduling or not. You could do password or not. And then basically, if you go to more config, you can actually enable this option right here. Use same subnet as main network. And if it uses the same subnet, it'll basically be on the main network. So if you set this up and guests come over and you give them the guest info, they will have access to other stuff within your network. Like if you have a NAS on your network or a printer or other computers and stuff, they will have access to that. At least be able to see it, unless that's password protected or something, but it will be on the same network. So do keep that in mind. So for my guest network that I share, I do not have this enabled, just as a heads up. So then there's the kids network, and this is in addition to parental control. So you can actually set up a Wi-Fi name, an SSID, just for your kids network. So your kids devices connect to this, and the Wi-Fi literally turns off after a certain time. So you can do there's so many cool things you could do with this, and on this one you can enable AdGuard if you wanted to. So there's so many options. You could set up an Internet of Things network. You can set up a VPN network. So many options. MLO network. It's Wi-Fi 7. So multi-link operation. So yeah, lots and lots of options. So you have VPNs if you want to set it up with your own VPN provider. VPN Instant Guard right here if you want to enable that. And then traffic analyzer is not something I use, but if you want to see that, you can. AI protection is something included in the price that offers additional protections, so you can use this as well. So there's so many things. Parental controls, there's a lot of options with parental controls where you can filter out some stuff. And then AI game boost. So this is a gaming router. It doesn't have to be used as a gaming router, but it is a gaming router, so it also can be used as a gaming router. So basically gaming stuff. You can also do gaming traffic that gets prioritized. So This is the other one where if we go to settings, you could do gaming. This is the one that I was talking about. And then there's level 3 if you want to do that. I have not used GTNet with GT Booster or anything like that. So this might be behind a paywall because it's GT Booster, which is a different application altogether from ASUS. Okay. Then we get to the AI board, and then this thing has, again, a lot of options in here. And there's so many things you can do with this so many things that can be done. This thing also has Docker. You can set up Home Assistant. There's just so many things. And then we get into settings, and settings is even more things. So this is one thing that I would recommend turning on AFC. And this thing basically gives the 6 gigahertz more power if you're in a location that it is allowed. So the router does check your location, and if it is allowed in your location, it can boost your 6 gigahertz band to actually get faster speeds. And it actually does make a difference. So just keep that in mind. So you do want to enable this if you want to get faster speeds, if you're in an area where that is allowed. So it is not allowed in every single area. So something to keep in mind. And then if you go to professional, so each of the bands has its own options, and you could basically set a whole bunch of fields. And then let's go to the 6 gigahertz one. I mean, they're all pretty similar to each other in terms of options. But it's very customizable, and then you could do your transmit power adjustment. So if you want it to be like on eco mode, power saving, where this is a weaker signal but it uses less power, you could do that as well. And you could do that individually for each of the bands. So USB application, that's the one that I wanted to talk about. So this is the one where you can actually set up a hard drive. And if you guys are interested, if I get enough requests, I can actually do demo of how to actually set this up. I've done this a long time ago. I think it was with ASUS XT8, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. So if you guys want, I could show you guys how to set this up. I've already set this up. But basically, if you have a Mac, you're using Samba. If you're using Windows, you got to use FTP. So you got to enable FTP if you're going to use it off Windows. I'm doing it on the Mac right now, so I just did it on the Mac just to show you guys. By the way, you can also use the USB ports as a modem. So if you have a compatible phone with compatible mobile plans and stuff, and you could share that internet like as a hotspot through the USB tethering, you can also do that as well and use it as a backup internet. So there's really a lot of options with this thing. But anyways, I basically set up this, just an old flash drive that I have. It's not the fastest flash drive in the world or anything. So I made a folder called root, and then I gave it read write. And if I don't enable this, I would need to type in a password. And that's something you set up when you're doing it. Or if it is enabled, I don't have to type in a password. If we do connect to server, I just type in the default gateway, and it takes me to this folder. And now I'm going to transfer a 2.82 gigabyte file. So this is one of my recent YouTube videos, and I'm just going to transfer it over just so you guys have an idea of how fast it's transferring. So less than a minute for 2.82 gigabytes. If you look here on a Mac, it's not that great on Windows. It's much easier because it literally tells you the speed here. I'm not sure why Mac doesn't do that here, but they haven't done that. I don't know if they've ever done that actually. But this thing, it shows you the speed right here on the bottom, and it, but basically almost a 3 gigabyte file under a minute. And then I'm going to press play. I'm going to double click that, and it's running off the network drive.
I would have. Why is this answer this? I would say there's no other app. And
so it's super fast, very responsive. And if you guys want to use this as an access point, you can run it like that. Again, it could be used with an AI mesh node. And I'll just give you guys the firmware that I'm using right now. So where is that? Right here. So that's the firmware that I'm on right now, in case you guys are wondering. Is this router right for you? Well, it depends on your specific situation, because this thing's just beefy. It has beefy processors, it has AI running in the background, It has beefy Ethernet performance, it has beefy Wi-Fi performance, and it includes a ton of features included in the price, which is not true for some other router brands out there. So just something to keep in mind. It can do a lot. It can go up to 10 gig speed. So my internet speeds are 5 gigs, handles it just fine. So it might even be overkill in some situations because there are cheaper ASUS routers that I've also reviewed that don't obviously don't cost as much. Maybe they can't do every single little thing that this one can do, but they also have a lot of features. So it really just depends on your speeds, because this thing's more of a performance thing. And not to say you can still have normal speeds like 200 megs per second or 400 megs per second and still get a beefy router like this one, and it would still be great because it has the 6 gigahertz with AFC. That's just fantastic, by the way. But it just depends what you're looking for. But this is more of a high-end, beefy performing router. So there it is, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash the subscribe button. Let me know what you guys think in the comment sections below. And lots more routers coming up. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.